Now we're at the Cape Point, the most northern part of Fraser Island, known for GTs, where the rip comes past and forms this nervous water, which you're always looking for in these areas to look for a GT. And I've taken one of the wild dog poppers. The guys are all out with spoons, chisel nose and needle nose plugs, and we'll see if we can get some attention of a nice GT. Yeah, they don't apparently get the really big ones up to 20 kilos, but we'll definitely draw some attention with that. And I've put it on my grinder elite to be able to put it far enough and have some distance on it, and just using my Saltus 8000 should do the trick. Dorian and Don both got a double hookup on some really good queenfish while I was messing around with the camera. Now at spots like these, you're either on the spot with a bait in the water when the fish comes past, or you lose out. Now this is really great fun on the lighter tackle. They're really good fighters and can be quite acrobatic.
Little queenfish. So changed to a little snook spoon because there was a little bait ball out there, so the fish probably be about the same size. And then yeah, flicked in and got a little one with this Power Angler version 2 made for this market. And my BG, I think it's a 4000 with kingfisher braid and a 20-pound leader on it. We'll send him back.
Okay gents, as you can see, we're on the almost perfect Fraser Island, a really lovely destination of an island, 140 kilometers long. You come with a barge onto it here in Australia, just off north of Brisbane, and we're at the furthest, well, the northern part called the Cape, where we're spinning a bit, where both currents from both sides of the islands meet and form a nice rip here, which is good structure where you can look for all sorts of game fish, the GTs, the queenfish. It doesn't look deep enough to get the Spanish mackerel, but they do get them here, so I can't actually say that. It's on a low tide now, and yeah, really a destination where everybody comes to, from this area in Brisbane and surrounds, to come and have a great fishing time. Camping sites from the top, all designated, well organized. There's even a shop on the island. You can even buy fuel on the island. Guys pull their boats up, as you can see behind me, and they launch it. Yeah, hang on, there's another fish. Unfortunately, Dorian dropped that one. Dorian and Don is from Kingfisher, Australia, and they were kind enough to bring us out here to Fraser Island so we can experience the way the Aussies fish. The weather was a bit was not in favor of us, meaning there wasn't enough working water this past couple of days, very flat, so we got some action at night time and sometimes in the morning on the sharks that came through. But on the edible sides, very clean water, very flat, very little rock structure on Fraser, minimal, almost none, and so you really need some wave action over the banks and stuff to really get them a spot to feed, and there hasn't been too much of that. This looks brilliant where the two currents meet, so we'll see. Maybe I think that this will work well from the high tide sucking out again. It should stay here all the time with the tide even pushing in. Water all pushes out. There's a sandbar probably 400-500 meters out, you can see, and then there's a sandbar about 100 meters here, and both currents coming up the eastern side, coming up the western side, they both meet here and suck out. Beautiful dunes in the back. I don't think you guys can clearly see it there. It looks like sand that no one's ever been on. No tracks, no nothing. really unspoiled.
We've got the Power Angler Poseidon V2. This is the heavy version. It's 11.5 foot and it's running 60 to 120 grams. And we're going to be casting out just one of the killer spoons out there, and we're going to load it up so you guys can see a bit of the action. We're running it on a BG 5,500. Right, let's give it a throw, see if we can get a queenfish. Easy retrieve, got a nice firm tip on this one, which I prefer myself, and then also handles the heavier spoons beautifully, and lands the bigger fish there. Doubles up beautiful as a bait rod as well, so yeah, great for targeting dew, tailor and the likes. So yeah, you can easily cast a 4 ounce with a bait, so we have no problems casting that, and generally underrated I suppose on its casting power, so it will cast heavier. With this rod again, you're not going to have any problems landing a good sized GT, even a decent Spanish mackerel. You're going to have no problems whatsoever. It's got a good backbone and will certainly fight and do the job, bring it in within a few minutes.
And we got a bit of a pickup. It's got a nice little side of it. It's just throwing a little snook spoon on the Power Angler version 2. The school of mullet there, looking for some bait. So we'll take this one and slide it out. Hopefully pick up a mackerel.
Oh, this is really good, friends.
Yeah,
Taking his mate a beer.
because you can't fish without beer.
Yeah, and I can't walk that far.
Okay guys, we moved to a different spot for the afternoon session. Oh! And as you saw, Don was the first with a bite and an off bite. Oh, sorry man. That was lekker. Bastard. Good start.
Yeah, it's a bronze whaler, a dusky whaler.
Dusky whaler. Hey.
Bastard.
So I didn't go as far as what I was sighting last night. I just took a nice cast and came in a bit slow. Don also just had a pickup and got broken off. So you have to kind of make little adjustments to just make sure that we possibly get a good fish on. A lot of blackfins or spinners here, and spinners, not all. They talk that the guys all here speak as if there's only spinners here, but they really do look like blackfins. We'll obviously look at the footage when we're back in South Africa, but you get spun off a lot, so you have to fish for blackfins with your nylon coated leader, and we fish 200 pounds with the hooks. A loose drag in the pipe, that's normally the best way. They don't get enough leverage or pressure on the line to break your trace, but they can still spin you off if you don't fish a steel leader. So we'll try that. Most important is to get your bait down as quick as possible to the stopper. And again guys, sliding, still one of the best ways of getting a big bait out. Yeah, for the Spanish mackerel, for the GTs, ideal bait, but you do pick the sharks up all the time, and there's a whole bunch of species here. So you're going to fish nylon coated steel traces. We've even tried kuta traces, as we know them in South Africa, the Spanish mackerel trace we use from the boat, and got bitten off on them. So now it's just straight 200 pound nylon coated, and get a big bait as far as you can. And when a mackerel comes past, a Spanish mackerel or a GT, they're not going to leave it necessarily, especially this time of the day as we go into the evening. It's a great time where you see the water is very visible. We actually have a bit of bad luck here on Fraser with these conditions, because it just makes the fishing so much more difficult. Most of the fish so far we've caught was mainly in the at night time. and when it's still fairly dark. At daytime, yeah, we haven't seen too many sharks being hooked. But let's get shaking.
Right guys, we just slid out, coming into dusk. We've got a whole mullet out here on a standard slide, and we've just been picked up. At the moment, it doesn't feel like she's too big. And running in to my forward. So let's keep the pressure on. See if we can crank her in. Right guys, we're still on the same fish. Should be moving left and right, making the guys run over a few lines. Might have underestimated the size. Other than that, oh, she's got the leader wrapped around her when she jumped. So yeah, just going to tire her out. Hopefully I'm not tied up before it. So we got the Dawa Saltiga with the Kingfisher Giant Abrasion and the Kingfisher Poseidon HMG. It's doing its job and she's going again. But yeah, holding up to the fight, and we're going to work her in. She's running to the left again. I'm just going to go down and fetch her.
Hey, is it Tigger?
Targa, 255 centimeters. Came in on the Saltiga 50 HA and the Poseidon 36T. Yeah, good fight, and we're going to release her so she can find another day.
Well done. That's how you do it. Quick pull. Unfortunately, you guys saw that they let his stomach out. Normally when a shark, or a lot of fish do that, they feel something's wrong, they regurgitate or throw up to see if it's something they ate or whatever. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but it's not a bad thing. They do swallow it back. You can try and push it a bit, but I prefer just leaving it and they just suck it back in. And yeah, she swam off strong.
Good work.
Good fish.
Yeah, thank you.
Showed us how to pull a tiger.